Fab, let me jump into you here because I joked about it, but you went on to great success having left Birmingham. I don't know how many championships you've won as a coach. Talk to me about the quality of our league up to now, because you only left a year ago. So talk to me about the quality of the league now.
The quality of the league was always good. I think our league, for various different reasons, other than the talent, other than the competitiveness, our league was always good. And I just think at times media has a role in that, and basketball itself, being not one of the Commonwealth sports, whether it's, football, rugby, or tennis or cricket. So I think the league itself, has had hits, being that it, went from Sky to not having Sky, then getting it to ITV. I think that has hurt the image of it more so, but not necessarily the level of play. I mean, come on, you had, talented guys playing, every day. You had guys competing. And I think that's why the league has always survived and most times thrived. So with me moving on into Newcastle, it was seeing it. This is a really tough league. And there's no secret about that all the players that have ever played in our league have always gone on to play in Europe. Coaches have gone on and coached in, higher leagues in Europe and coaching in the NBA in it and of itself. So our league itself was like a hotbed of talent and young coaching and young and talented players that translated to basketball all over. And coming here and being here, it just solidified everything that I've learned and I've experienced at Birmingham, and knowing that it was all right and there was no guessing about it. Because, you're on an island a little bit in our league. You're isolated from a lot of things and, from the world in and of itself, and you're in the trenches because you're competing and you want to win. And that's one of the things you learn to block out a lot of noise. Also, you'll learn to lock in. And every now and then you kind of think, are we doing the right thing? And I never second guessed that, especially with everything that I learned at Birmingham. And I think for me, the last thing I would say was that I didn't have too many other different influences there. Like when I was there, I've learned a lot. And then I had an opportunity to get into coaching at a young age. So I just took everything that I've learned and everything that I've seen and just put my own little spin on it. But at the heart, it's still Birmingham. The way I built the team, the way I construct the team, the way I tried to coach, the relationship that I built with the players, how we ran fan support, how we implement into community, everything, how we did to school. It was all the same because...
Let me ask you this, Fab, and this is a one-word answer, really. If there was a race between you and Steadroy Baker tomorrow for £1 million, who's going to win?
Steady's going to win that.
Can we bet on this, please?
Steadroy Baker, I follow you on
Dead
Facebook.
Boy. I'll answer that.
Yeah, thanks, Nigel. I follow you on Facebook, and I get tired just watching the stuff that you do. What's that all about?
Yeah. For me, it's helping other people, and I've always been into fitness, and I played basketball for a long time. I think it's because of my fitness levels as well. When I retired, I felt I didn't want to be one of those players who just retired and then just sat around and got fat, to be quite honest. And I've always been into the gym and stuff like that. It's something that I really love and I have a passion about, and that is my passion too.
And what was it like for you coming off the bench, replacing these guys, this starting five who were just huge names, situation where the coach is afraid of Trevor Gordon, that kind of thing? What's it like for you coming off the bench?
It was a pleasure to play with those guys, and whatever position I had to play in or come off the bench or start, I think everyone on the team was just wanted to win and would play that role, whatever role Nick gave us to play. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure being around those guys and competing every day in practice. Practice was, it was like it wasn't practice. It was work, but it was, everyone just was on the same page and everyone had the same goals, and it was special. And I think when we went on that run, me personally, I felt we was going to go all the way. No one was going to get in our way. We was never going to not win that championship.
We're running out of time quickly here now. Richard Parker, your mic's off, but I want to ask you a question because you'd been with Birmingham basketball for eons, as the saying might be. What was it like for you watching what was going on at the NIA in those days?
Well, when you think of the kind of the 80s, what we came through, playing at the Villa Leisure Centre, which was unbelievable when it was stacked. I mean, it really was. I mean, it was the arena. But some of the places we went to, I mean, you know, they were like freezing cold gyms with about 300 people watching originally. So when you see what the organisation, when Harry came in and the way that they suddenly went into these arenas and everybody working hard to get them full, and then to see the team put together. And like you said, it was great because although you were watching and you were fans, you just felt part of a family. It's a really great family to be part of.
Harry, let me bring you back in here. If you woke up tomorrow and found £1 million or Australian dollars, would you consider coming back?
I've considered coming back a few times. Life is here now, which is a shame. I loved my time in Birmingham. I loved the things that we did. I loved being involved with it. I loved the people that we were working with. This is, I think, the first time in 25 years that Trevor and I have seen each other again. Trevor, hi.
Yeah.
And just, you know what, it was an interesting time when I came to Birmingham and I had a lot of media at the time ask me, was I going to win a championship in 1 or 2 years? And there was always the question that we were going to buy players and buy a team and to try and win a champion. And I said, no, we're going to grow into a championship. And that's exactly what we did. We grew into a championship team. And it was when we got everybody together like this. And believe me, I made a lot of mistakes along the way, as everybody will know in people and personnel. But when it came together, it was just the most fabulous year and the most fabulous time. We just got it right. And we got it right because we built up to it. Clive was there from day one. Tony, I remember coming in and talking to me when he arrived back in England after he was in the States. It was just a great experience. Del and Richard were there to help, and Sue and Sheila and the whole team. Mandy couldn't have done it without all the people and the organisation that was there. And we just grew into a championship team, and we did it with these guys. It was just sensational.
Nick Nurse, probably a final question of the event. When you're no longer coaching in the NBA, I hope that's not too soon, but it'll happen one day. Would you come back and be our just check your watch. It could have happened already. Who knows? How would you like to come back and be our commissioner?
No, Mike, I'm sorry. I got a home in Fort Myers, and I got 2 little boys, and my next job is going to be assistant coach, not head coach of the Fort Myers Middle School fighting whatever they are, because my boys are going to be ready to go, and I don't want to be head coach. That'd be too much responsibility, but I'm probably going to wind her down here, believe it or not, at some point.
Well, guys, this has been absolutely incredible. I want to go back to
Mike. Let Mike Landell say any word so we know he's there, because he's the biggest man I've ever met.
Yeah. He's just a shadow. Mike Landell, I'm sorry I missed you out. Talk to me, please. You got your mic off at the moment, so you need to switch that on. But give me some of your memories.
Look at him.
There he is.
I was just texting.
It was nice to see all you guys. It's been a long time. Nick, congratulations on your success and everything else, mate. Proud of you. You showed me a few things. But I'll tell you a little story about Nick.
Careful.
He fresh out of college, and he was tearing up at Derby, and I was told to mark him, and I had a tough day that day marking him, because he was a really good player. And then years went by, I was somewhere else, and Nick phoned me out of the blue and said, Mike, I need to ask you a question. Because what's Birmingham like, man? What's Harry Robleski like and all those guys? Because I'm thinking of going there. I said, yeah, Nick, you'd be a good move, man. Harry runs a good show there. They're a good team, professionally ran, all the rest of it. A year or so later, I was with Derby with Tony Sims, and then unfortunately I got released by Derby for whatever reason. So I get a call from Nick straight away, and Nick said, come across to Birmingham, mate. You could do with another guard. So I went across to Birmingham, and thankful to Nick, I won a championship. So it all worked out good for me that year. So I thank Nick for that and the organisation. It was a great ride. I loved it. Made a lot of good friends. And it's good to see you all.
Good to see you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. I think we should plan to do this again in the next 25 years. Okay, so could you all put it in your diary?
Antonio, that's your Antonio. That's your.
Mike, can I say something? The one thing I do kind of sort of regret was the fact that we couldn't take that same team to Europe just to give us an idea of how good we were in the European circuit. I mean, I've played over in Europe against a whole bunch of different teams, and I know we would have done very well in some of those cups, some of those European cups. I think that's the level that we were on in terms of, and plus, like I said, Nick made practice fun. I mean, I've never had so much fun working so hard, especially the shooting drills. Oh my God. It's like, you expected to score, you expected to compete. Every competition was like 1 or 2 buckets or, like buzzer beaters. So it always became normal in the game for us to hit certain shots. It was just the everyday thing. So looking back, I appreciate it even more. At the time, I kind of took it for granted. I kind of expected it. Like, that's what we're supposed to do, It wasn't really a big deal. Like, like Nigel, oh, yeah, we won. That's what we're supposed to do. It's like, it wasn't cocky. It was expected, And I think if anything, I think that's the attitude that the little edge that I brought to the team. Like, it's expected. We expect to work this hard, and we expect the outcome to be what we want it to be, right? Clive? I told you I had high expectations from you. Like, you're supposed to score that bucket. You're supposed to get that and one, And if you didn't, you didn't. But after a while, you did. And I think that oftentimes put us over the edge. Now they can't cheat. Now they can't do this. Mike stretching the floor. Nigel's lighted up. Tony's always going to get his. Always, So it was magical. I just wish we could have played in Europe to represent England and Birmingham, obviously. I think plus it would have been nice for some of the fans to get away a little bit. That's all. I'm done.
Well,
oh, by the way, Nick, next time you come to Philly, I should be around this time. So I'll look you up.
Personal stuff.
Listen, guys, this has been absolutely fantastic. I think we'll give the final word to the lady who organized it all, Sue Walton. Is this what you wanted, Sue? Is this what you expected?
Yeah, the one word that kept popping up from everybody was the word special. And this has been special.
Right.
Thank you, Sue.
Well,
thanks a lot, Sue.
Thank you all for absolutely awesome.
Thanks, Mike.
God bless.
Harry. Thanks for everything, Harry, for getting it all done.
Thanks for being an awesome organization. I had the time of my life there. Somebody's got a hand up. Is that Dale? Dale, say a few words before we go.
Been brilliant. Sue, Mike, it's great to handle it. And one thing I wanted to add, that if Harry hadn't come in when he did 5 years before the title, I'm not sure we'd have had basketball in Birmingham in 1996. We'd worked ever so hard to keep it alive. But without the vision that Harry brought in and the arenas and taking the club to a different level altogether, generating the media interest, we wouldn't have had any of that. So I would want to applaud you, Harry, 25 years on.
Richard, thank you very much.
Perfect place to end it all. Thanks a lot, guys. Many blessings to you and your family.
Hey, good luck, Nick. Lakers are ready to get beat today. Go ahead.
Stay safe.
Thanks, guys.